Hi, Fashion Dolls. It is Motivation Monday, March 28th, and welcome to an all-new episode of Style by Stevie Daytime. Yesterday was the Oscars, Fashion Dolls. Congratulations to Will Smith and all the winners of color. We know that it's still a problem going on with diversity and so much with the Oscars. We'll get into that a little bit later. I'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but I hope you guys are all doing wonderful. Our very special guest today is a new fresh face. He's an actor. He's been in the game for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, joining me today we have Kasey Brown. I hope you guys are doing all wonderful. I'm wonderful. Shout outs to my girl, three times the T. Shout outs to my makeup artist and beauty contributor, Melanie Nalla, my Bridges, for making sure that we are right. And of course, I did my own hair. I've been styling my own hair lately. I've been so in love with these goddess locks, y'all. Like, y'all just don't know. So let me go ahead and forward this to Kasey so that we can get right into this interview. I hope you guys are all doing awesome. I'm doing awesome. I've literally been taking a lot of breaks. That's why that glow up that you guys see today is so amazing, because I've been taking breaks and time for myself. So you got to take time for yourself, and your self-care comes first. Hey, brother. Shout out to my brother, Scott Valentine. I mentioned you in one of my interviews. I think it was either Thursday or Friday. It was something you said, and I mentioned you. So you have to go back and check that out. I gave you a shout out. All right, Fashion Dolls. Our very special guest for today is here. Ladies and gentlemen, Kasey Brown. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Because Friday we had some sound issues. The sound was being how can I say it? It was being cross manipulated. Can y'all hear me? Am I projecting? Can y'all see me? Give me a 1 or a 2. All right, I think everybody can hear me, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do it. I'm going to invite my very special guest up here, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kasey Brown. Let's get into this interview. I hope you all are doing amazing today. I'm doing, and it's Cameo Holiday, ladies and gentlemen, from YouTube. Please go and subscribe to his channel. Can you guys hear me?
How's it going?
Excellent. Welcome to the Dollhouse. How are you?
Thank you. Doing well. Minus the lawn mowing outside that apparently just decided to happen. But, you know, it happens.
It's the springtime, so everybody's trying to get their yard in order.
Exactly.
All right, Fashion Dolls. Before we get into this interview, how has 2022 been for you thus far? We know we've had some ups and downs, and it seemed like a roller coaster that's never ending with this pandemic going on. So how's it affected you, and how have you been managing through it?
You know, it pushed a lot of production back on a lot of the films I've been working on. So things that should have come out in the last year or two have now been pushed back to hopefully in the next few months to next year. But other than that, you know, it's starting to finally seem to be getting back in order. So hopefully we're through the masks. Hopefully we're through all the BS and getting back to some sense of normalcy here.
Yes, and things are starting to open up just a little bit. Yesterday was the Oscars, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So things are starting to open back up a little bit, and there's some sort of normalcy. So let's get right into this interview. How did the journey for Kasey Brown begin? Like, how did you get your start into acting? And tell us a little bit about where you grew up and transitioning from then and to now.
Do you want the short version or do you want the long version? Because the long version, we're going to be here a while.
Give me the short version then.
I basically, I tell people I went to culinary school to be an actor. Yeah, it's weird. My whole path is just odd. I had went into culinary school, and we had so many elective credits we were forced to take and whatnot. And through that, I ended up taking drama and improv, and basically realized I got pushed to the head of the class really quick. And seemed to find that I have no problem acting like a moron in front of people. So it comes easy to me for some reason. I don't know why. But through that was kind of the first step And things just kind of started lining up from there. It's been a crazy process. And then I got in that film, Green Room, which was kind of my first home run out the gate. And I was like, if I can do this once, I can do this again. So, I live in Oregon, and basically here there's not a ton of stuff going on. And I realized if I really want to do this, I'm going to have to branch out a little bit. So I go to Vegas a lot, work with the Mahals out there. We're going to be doing a film out in Texas in June called Devil's Night. So that's coming up, and that's the short version of the story on that.
And you have a lot of acting credits. I was just going through some of your accolades, and you have a lot of acting credits. So definitely amazing. You've already mentioned some of your projects that you have coming out, and I already see some of them on the list as well too. So for you being an actor, and I ask a lot of actors this question, shout outs to my brother K2. Hey brother. Make sure you guys please go and subscribe to his channel and check out his talk show as well too. The K2 spot is a little bit different from mine, but we still in the same arena of entertainment, doing interviews and things. So go and check it out. You guys will not be disappointed. So for you being on set as an actor, what's running through your mind when you're on set? Because I know a lot of actors, and even for me as a blogger or journalist, I get nervous before doing interviews. And as you can see, I'm not.
Right.
But there were a few interviews that I was nervous on, and I'm just like, because I'm my own worst critic. And I'm pretty sure everybody is that way about themselves. They go back and they watch themselves on projects as well, too. And it's like, you're being a little bit hard on yourself. Like, stop beating yourself up so much. You did amazing. And even my brother K2 would tell me that, and my brother Sky as well. They'll tell me, like, you're being so hard on yourself. Stop being so critical on yourself, girl. Like, for you being on set, what's running through your mind? Like, do you have that feeling like, is this real? Or I can't believe this is why I'm here. Like, what's running through your mind when you're on set?
All of the above. There's that initial, sometimes I get on a set where I'm with certain cast members, and I don't like to mark out or get giddy when I'm with like whoever, but sometimes it feels very surreal. The first time where I was on set with Patrick Stewart and Anton Yelchin, before I even made it to set, I'm eating lunch, and Anton actually came up to us and sat down with us, and it was nice to see him on a human level. May he rest in peace. He was the nicest kid. But when I'm actually getting into a scene, I just want to be in that moment. If I feel like I'm there, we're actually enveloped in it. That's where I'm at my best. I never want to feel like I'm just reciting lines or dialogue. If I get to that point, then I got to stop and reset myself. As far as critiquing myself, I hate my voice. So when I watch myself back, I cringe. So we all critique ourselves. I do it absolutely the same. You're not alone in that aspect. I try to be a perfectionist and then, come up with the best I can.
Absolutely, 100%. And to people out there that critique yourself so hard, because I know I'm very critical of it, trust me, there's things we all can work on and it gets better, but just know that you're doing an amazing job. You got to continue to, encourage yourself that you're doing well, other than what others telling you. And if others are telling you that you're doing well, then you're doing something right. So continue on. So let's go down your catalog of your works. You got so many acting credits. There's Amber Road, Bloodthirst, Devil's Night, Z, Dead End, The Electric Man, Social Distance, Young Hearts, Everything Sucks, The Librarian, How to Make Money on YouTube, In the Vault, Green Room, as you mentioned, Finding Oblivion, The Last Kind, and then the most current projects, The Bleeding Dark, Bridge of the Doomed, Arena Awards, Axe to Grind, Nice Naughty, A Christmas Story. You've got so many acting credits. Out of all of these projects that I've mentioned, which one holds a special place in your heart, and which one did you have the most fun working on?
Oh man, They've all been fun on different levels. The Bleeding Dark was great. I love working with Jason Hawkins. He's a great director. The Bloodthirst, Bridge of the Doomed, Arena Wars, and the Devil's Night are coming up with the Mahals. I love that team. So every time we come together, I think we come up with really good projects. It's always fun on set. Bloodthirst was initially supposed to come out in the next month or so. I don't know if it got pushed back, but it should be coming out soon. And every time I work with them, they trust me a little bit more. So my roles started out small, even though they say there's no such thing as a small role, you know. So they started with a few lines, and now, you know, we're working our way up. So I like being able to gain that trust with a good group of people.
Yes. And I did a horror film. Shout out to my brother Sky. Alex Jonte is responsible for this. I tell this story all the time. Mm-hmm. I had no acting experience. Mm-hmm. I went in with no acting experience. And the role that he wanted me to portray was actually a college professor. Okay. So I said, oh boy. And I was beating myself up. Like, I got to remember these lines. I've got to remember these lines. It's got to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And I went in and nailed it with flying colors. Nice. When we did the table read, I nailed it. When we shot the actual film that day, nailed that as well, too. It was funny. I wish you guys could see what was going on behind the scenes, mm-hmm. because everybody was reading over each other's parts and stuff. Like, no, that's not your part. That's my part. It was so funny. I wish you guys could see the bloopers or whatever goes on behind the scenes when actors are doing films. Like, I've never had that experience, but that was my first ever film that I've ever did. I had no acting experience. Not to mention, I got the role on my birthday. He asked me, did you want to star in a film? And I said, what kind of film? He said, I'll keep you posted with details. So then I got the details a few days later. Me being a woman, we know how women are about our hair. I had no idea that he wanted me to have short hair for this role. Oh, okay. So I did it. I said, okay, whatever you want. I have to follow the director, the producer's wishes. If you want short hair, I'll give you short hair. And I nailed it. Nice. And this character was a little bit out of my element. She's similar to my personality because I'm a little bubbly and spontaneous, and I love to just have a good time. I'm a people person. So for this character, she was very stern. She was very by the book. She, you know, she was a college professor. She didn't take any nonsense. So I said, this is a little bit out of, she's similar to me in a way, but there were two totally different people. For you, which character do you get recognized for the most? Because, like I've mentioned, you have so many acting credits. Right now, since so much is still yet to come out, I don't necessarily get recognized for a lot, but the people that know me know if you cast me as a bad guy, as a bouncer, which I am still in real life, in the real world, those are the characters that are closest to home, and that if you bring me to set as one of those, I'm gonna give it to you every time. If I'm a nice guy, if I'm never gonna get kissed or cast as the family man or the loving husband. It's never gonna be me. I recognize that, and I'm fine with it. When they, you know, I'm fine with being typecast. I'm totally fine because I'm still cast. So bouncers and bad guys, that is my forte. Would you be willing to, if they ask, we're looking for a family man, we're looking for a dad? Because, I mean, I've interviewed actors that have done the villainous roles, that have done the bad guy in films. And it was like, what is his name? Eric Orlando Street. And he did The Butler with Forrest Whitaker and Lee Daniels and Oprah. He said, you know, I can be the bad guy, and I can also be the family man as well, too. So you never know. Would you be open to being the family guy in certain films? I am open to just about anything. You know, I love being on set. I love doing what I do. So the door is open for me to do whatever, but I do know what my bread and butter is. So on my best level, I love being a bad guy. I love it. It's the most fun you're gonna have. You get to do the worst things to people. It's just fun on a weird level. I don't know what that says about
my mental health, but I love it.
So what's running through your mind when you're portraying the bad guys? Because I asked this question to a lot of actors as well too. Have you ever felt yourself getting caught up in a character where it's just like, oh my God, this is okay, I'm Kasey now. I'm not the character anymore. Have you ever felt yourself like in a trance? Because that has happened on set where actors who were doing, action films or whatever, and they're developing the film, they get so caught up into the characters. It's like, ooh, okay, I'm getting too deep and too serious into this. I need to kind of pull back and regroup. I'm Kasey. I'm no longer the character anymore.
Yeah. No, I want to get that deep. I want to get further than that. When I feel like I'm at those lines, I want to cross it more. I love pushing those boundaries because at the end of the day, I still, realize it's not real. I'm capable of getting into those levels without taking it home. Some people can't, and I totally understand it. I want to say Heath Ledger, for an example. When he got into the Joker, he was into it during the whole process. And we see what happened with that. And it's very unfortunate. And some people aren't comfortable necessarily with what they're portraying. With me, no. I mean, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it. And I hope we're doing it right on whatever level it is. And I think, like I just did Amber Road, it's a brutal, hostile type movie, and all the boundaries, I just wanted to push them even further than we were already doing. So because I think the audience, if you're making a horror movie, I think that's what the audience wants. They want to mess up things, and that's the audience. So let's give it to them.
Absolutely. And a lot of actors that really, really get deep into these characters, they're just like you mentioned, Heath Ledger. Sometimes when they go home and when they're off set, like that character still will follow them, and they kind of have to detox it and get it out of their system. Like, I'm no longer the character anymore. I'm Miss Stevie now. I'm no longer the character. So you got to learn to separate the two. But you've been able to do it excellently and execute it perfect. So yeah. All right, so what brings you joy? What brings you inspiration? Because I know it's difficult being away. You're a family man as well, too. How have you been managing with being away from the family, that separation anxiety? A lot of actors, entertainers, whomever, with this whole pandemic going on, and it seems like it's never ending. So how have you been managing with being away from your family? And how would you separate Kasey, the actor, from Kasey, the family man?
I like getting away. I like going to new places. I like meeting new people. With these teams we get on, they're just what's the word I'm looking for? They're like they turn into your family after you've worked with them so many times. They're you're really good friends. I love going to see them. When I don't get to see them every 6 months or so, you start to miss them. So when I'm on sets, it all turns into a small family. It's all kind of what's almost like a band of carnies that come together. They all hop on different projects, and I love my family and friends at home, but when I get to see all my family and friends elsewhere, it's great. So to me it works.
Yes, it's all about finding that balance. And I asked that question because a lot of people are just like, man, I miss my family. And thank God for the power of technology, because now we're able to, like how we're doing our interview right now, we're able to, I've seen so many people become so creative throughout this whole entire thing. Like during the Christmas holidays and things, they would have actual Zoom dinners on the Zoom, whole Zoom meeting thing. And it's crazy that.
But you can't smell the turkey through the Zoom.
Right.
there's things that it doesn't bring yet. We need smell-o-vision.
Yes, and I who knows, that could come up in the future. Technology is always changing each and every day. So that feeling, I know a lot of people miss that feeling of being able to touch, to smell, just being home, that
Right.
feeling of being home and with your family during the holidays, is a little bit different than now. Things are having to be limited due to this, pandemic
Mm-hmm.
going on. So I get separation anxiety.
Right.
Like, I haven't seen my cousin in a couple months,
Mm-hmm.
but we still keep in touch with each other. My
Right.
friend just came in here in the audience. I spoke with her yesterday and my cousin yesterday. So it's good to pick up a phone and text or call somebody and be like, how you doing?
Right.
So that's why I asked that question, because I know for you being an actor, it's difficult having that anxiety of being away from your family, always on the go, being on the set,
Yeah.
and things like that. All right, so here we go, Fashion Dolls. We are about to get into our games with Kasey. All right, since the Oscars was yesterday, the first one is going to be called the Rapid Five, and Kasey has to tell us 5 things that he can't live without.
Oh.
And then the next one is going to be called His Thoughts. So I'm going to drop a name of a famous actor, and you give me one word to describe that actor. So we're going to start off with the Rapid Five. What are 5 things that Kasey can't live without?
I'm going to say my family. I'm going to say my girlfriend, since she's sitting right here, and she's going to be really mad if I don't say that.
Oh, that's right, girlfriend. Get him.
she's going to scream at me if she's not on that list. I'm going to say a daily coffee, because I am a cranky person these days if I don't get my daily coffee. Oxygen, because without that, none of us will survive. And my home, because this is my place of zen.
Okay.
I don't know, those weird answers. I was not prepared for that question.
That's 5. That is 5, Fashion Dolls. All right, so we're going to get into his thoughts. Now, we do one for the ladies that come on here called her thoughts, but we want to know what each actor thinks about other actors as well, too. You give us one word to describe them. Okay, so the first actor that I'm going to start off with is Matthew McConaughey.
Oh. Is all right, one word, if we're hyphening it in between? Okay, we'll go with it.
Okay. Number 2, the second, let's do an actress.
Okay.
Salma Hayek.
Amazing.
All right. Number 3, the great Chadwick Boseman.
Oh. I don't know if I can describe him in one word. Legend.
All right. Number 4, we are going to go with Reese Witherspoon.
Just because I have it on my shirt today, I'm going to go with Fetch.
Okay.
I'm going to make
That's
Fetch happen. It's going to happen.
Okay. And number 5, Casey Brown.
Tolerable.
All right. We'll take it. We'll take it. Okay. And that is his thoughts. So we gave the name of some amazing actors and actresses, and everyone has to drop an amazing word. So yeah, that was a good game. We did the Rapid 5, and we did that as well too. Before we conclude this interview, my last question is for you. Where does Kasey see himself in the future? And could producing and directing also be on the future radar?
Well, I've been producing. So with the Mahals, I've been on the production side of the bandwagon. So that's definitely on the radar. But right now, I like what I'm doing. I hope people continue to trust me with these bad guy type roles. Again, I love doing it. So as long as I'm happy and I don't feel like I'm phoning it in, I think I'm just going to continue on this road for a little bit, see where it takes me, and if we can just once all these productions that have been in post for a little bit, once the dominoes start falling, I hope it just kind of takes off and continues. So.
And it's more to come in the horizon and the future. I do vision boards. So whatever I manifest something, or I have a goal or something that I want to achieve, I put it on the vision board.
Absolutely.
And I make sure it comes to fruition. And then sometimes when I'm walking through my room, as I close my doors behind my door, I'm looking at it now. There's things on there be like, okay, I give myself a check mark inside my head, like, okay, you've accomplished this, you did this, this was something that you wanted to master, and it's coming to fruition.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, I'm going to let Kasey take it away with some encouraging words. And if you have any projects, anything you want to plug, let everyone know where they can follow you. But my last question for you is, before we wrap up, is what advice would you give to young people that want to become an actor or an actress? What advice would you give to them?
Like you said, manifesting, get a vision board. If I can do it, anyone can do it. You just need to be realistic about what you bring to the game. I don't always agree that people who are training as actors or doing theater, I don't always think you should be trained for everything. Like, oh, I need to learn this emotion, I need to learn that, and this and this. Find something you are good at. Whether you're the bad guy, whether you're the best friend, whether you are, find your niche, hone in on that, and be the best you. And that's, I think, the best advice I can give is be the best you, and hone in on that skill, and you'll be successful.
And Coco Chanel, because I'm a fashion girl, and I'm pretty sure your girlfriend can relate to it too. Women, we love our fashion and our hair. So Coco Chanel has a quote that goes like this, and it is, be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
No one else can do it for you.
Right.
Be the best version of yourself. So authentically, in everything, be the best version of yourself. And never change who you are for anyone. If you're going into acting, yes, you might have to change a few things. Like I just mentioned, I had to cut my hair for that role.
Right.
So.
Oh, like I'm growing this up for Devil's Night. I'm growing a power beard. I look homeless right now, but I got like 4 more months of this. It's killing me.
Oh, we got a question from Liz before we wrap up, and it is, what is the best you? Great question.
What is the best me? When I am being the meanest bad guy possible, because I enjoy it and I'm into it. I'm feeling it, and you can. The nice thing about those roles is you can take all the stresses of your everyday lives, of the pandemic, of the whatever's going on at work. You can take all that stress and put it into those roles, and it just works wonderfully.
Whatever you're feeling.
Yeah.
In any moment. All right. Any more questions before we conclude? Fashion Dolls, are there any projects that you would like to plug?
We got Bloodthirst coming out. We got Arena Wars, Bridge of the Doomed, Bleeding Dark, Devil's Night, Amber Road. You can go on Tubi right now and watch Seventh Revelation, Electric Man. So there's a lot in the pipeline coming.
All right, Fashion Dolls, you heard it here. Make sure you guys please go and follow. Let everyone know where they can follow you and check you out.
On Instagram, I believe I'm Kasey Brown 1. On Facebook, just look up Kasey Brown.
All right, Fashion Dolls, there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kasey Brown. And joining us tomorrow, we have Stephon L. Jackson. So make sure you guys tune in for that. We love you all here at Style by Stevie, and thank you all for tuning into this exclusive primetime interview. I had such a good time, Kasey.
All right, I did as well. Thank you.
All right, Fashion Dolls, and you're welcome to come back to the Dollhouse anytime.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you.
All right, Fashion Dolls, y'all take care, and y'all have an amazing motivational Monday. This interview will be up for replay. We love you all. Take care, and you guys, please be safe out there.